Howdy y'all, Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and today on the Hermitcraft 4 server, I'm going to be pushing my farm into even fuller production mode. I irrigated a bit more of it last video, but as you can see, we have barely scratched the surface in terms of the actual arable land here. Like, I think these rows might need to be turned into like a tractor path at some point, which is why I haven't really built them out all the way. But everything down here, I actually want to go ahead and extend out the irrigation and extend out the trenching on the some of these, like this row right here. I don't know why this one hasn't been trenched properly, but it's about to be. Wow, that is a really slow trench making process. Okay, that's okay. Sometimes you trench the dirt, and sometimes the dirt trenches you. I don't know. You know what? Sometimes I've got a trenchant for humor, and other times it's muddy business. Okay, I don't know. There's something there. I'll come back to it. But I figured I wanted to go ahead and get started on this, and then I'm probably going to time skip a little bit and do a little bit of off-camera work while Corinne is transitioning to sleep and can't have me being super loud around her and stuff like that. I just wanted to go ahead and get a awesome intro out. So, having failed at that, I hope you enjoyed your decent intro, and I hope you are excited to see what it takes to turn a farm of this size into an actual working farm. Here's a hint. It involves a lot of what I just did, combined with a lot of this, for a long time. And so, in that vein, I offer you the following time skip. Okay, so I totally forgot that non-irrigated land will immediately revert. So that was a bad use of my time. Wait, actually, hold on. Let's put this next to that one. We get our source block. Okay, I know how to do this. Of course, all of these are going to revert in the immediate future before I even get there. But you know what? That's the Joe Hills way. We do a passable intro, and then we pass on the savings to you. Man, some of the grass is already regrowing here. Man. Okay, see, this is why we learn, you know, or no, that's not why we learn. This is why we fall down, so we learn to pick ourselves back up, and then we irrigate heavily, whatever, you know, and then we redo another time skipped little montage or what have you, probably a high speed mixed up thing where we rapidly irrigate a bunch of other stuff. No, we resow. No, we don't resow. We replow. We rehoe. Here we go. It's Joe. You know, I'm the one having lots of fun, using farming implements the way that they are intended to be used, just not necessarily in order, in sequence, or okay, so that's clearly the optimal way to put a lot of water in this very quickly. Let's try that again over here. I'm going to actually spell out exactly what I did in that little clip in case you missed it. So basically, I would go ahead and I'd plant one, plant the other, and then I would double tap to refill. Plant one, plant the other, double tap to refill. In some ways it's easier to do it from one over. So then I jump over, and then I jump again. I haven't actually seen that done. I'm sure there's a great tutorial video somewhere about like how to fill a bunch of stuff with water, and the guy figured that out on his own. Well, you know what? I figured it out on my own too. Joe Hills Polygenesis Hills. Polygenesis is when two people have the same idea, or more than one person have the same idea at once. Like the bow and arrow, or whatever I'm doing now. I'm assuming somebody else came up with this, because I don't usually assume that I'm the smartest person. But on the off chance that, you know, this is the first time literally anyone else has ever invented this method, you're welcome, America. And Europe. Holland, we haven't forgotten about you. Keep up the good work. Also, I really hope the Holland government doesn't do something really terrible between when I said that and when this video comes out, because I will look like a real jerk for supporting some sort of absolutely crazy new law that they're pushing. So, Holland, don't make me look bad. Please. That's a priority for me. You just saying. Man, these things, these just burn through. People are like, oh, no sense using diamonds for that. You know, you could just use iron. Well, when you're building a farm on this scale, like, the iron might not be sufficient. Whoa! To actually do a good job here. Are there any more? Well, there's a bunch of skeletal archers over there, but whatever. They're not really a threat. Like those creepers. I'm really glad it doesn't, like, wake creatures up, like that you shoot at them, because I frequently miss. And, you know, like they said in The Wire, when you come at the king, you best not miss. Which is why I'm really not good at the Game of Thrones. And why I do not play. When people famously say, like, oh, you know, I don't play, that's actually what they mean. They don't play the Game of Thrones. This is just going to be 8 hours of me doing this. I was going to cut all this out, but now it's actually now that I've got kind of a rhythm, whoops, that I'm not actually observant properly in some cases. You know, boom. This is actually entertaining now. I feel like I'm getting, I got kind of a rhythm here. I could get a beat going on. Like, well, dang it, all of you suddenly come. Whoa, there's a lot of you all at once. Okay, let's get them all coming from the same direction at least, so we don't have a repeat of that last time. Oh, good, yeah. Jump in the water that I just put all this effort into placing, so that way you don't stay on fire. That would be optimal for me, let me say, guys. I mean, this is pretty good water coverage for the amount of time we're spending on it. I mean, ultimately, I don't need to have full irrigation channels in here. I'm going to have a combination of dirt and glowstone. So these don't have to be perfect. These just have to be enough to hold the crops over while I get all of this going. So, where was I? You know what? I might actually go sleep in a bed real quick because of all the creatures that are starting to spawn. And then I can also go grab what I need to make a new hoe and pick up some additional seeds so I can get more of this planted. Because if I'm going to be out here digging trenches for hours, I might as well, like, start seeding all of the irrigated land. That just makes sense to me. Time skip. Well, welcome back from our little time skip. As you can see, the seeds I planted in the earlier part of this episode have already sprouted. But you know what? I wanted to show you something I discovered way out here when I was digging a little bit more rows, or a few more rows. I've been busy digging out the spaces in between the grass, which will ultimately become our irrigation network. And then eventually I'll plow the part that's grass right now, get the rest of the seeds in. It didn't seem too important to get all the seeds in right now because I'm actually out of seeds. I'm going to have to harvest all that wheat over there to get enough seeds to actually plant the rest of this proper. But one thing I did come across when I was over here, I'm at the point now where I've started having to use excess dirt to fill in parts. I don't know what I'm going to do with that lava there, but anyway. So I started filling in all this stuff here, you know, just minding my own business, kind of filling in a few blocks like it's, you know, it's just a thing, you know, everybody's just being casual, nobody's doing anything too exciting, you know, everybody's being super chill, nothing suspicious going on around here, and all of a sudden, I noticed this. So this is pretty cool. It seems like, apparently, there's some sort of crazy cave here, and I promised Wells Knight I wouldn't do too much underground exploration / well, I'm allowed to explore underground, but I promised him I wouldn't dig too greedily or too deep under this plot because I think it's going to connect to his plot of his dwarven mine. So I wanted to make sure that I was on camera when I actually started lighting this up and running into creepers and all that. Because this is a pretty huge place. Wow. Okay, this is even bigger than I thought. He's going to run into my little my lanterns here and be like, hey, Joe Hills, remember the part where you said you weren't going to dig under your land? I'll be like, oh, I didn't dig any of this. It was all provided. You know, this is one of those beautiful gifts of nature right here. I didn't have to do any of the work. I just get to reap all the rewards. So let's go ahead. Oh, hey guys. You just, wow, you move fast. Luckily, whoa, 3 of you. Whoa, additional guy. Now I'm on fire. Water, 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 water. Oh, that actually knocked him away. And there's 3 more. Okay. So we can just run back over here and continue torching this up, that we might actually get to see some of the marvelous things that are down here. Where did that other guy come from is the question. The one who kind of came at me sideways. Was there a dark area up here that I hadn't seen? Maybe we just need to make sure this is properly lit throughout. I'm going to go ahead and get some more torches in my hotbar. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put the torches in here so I don't even have to remove my fancy stuff. Okay. Now we are properly equipped for a quick exploration. Boom. See that? Didn't even have to, like, look away. We got swords out at the ready. Okay, so this cave actually starts climbing upward again. That's interesting. Oh, hey, this is a spider spawner. And we got some feather fallen and frostwalker. Whoa! And some wheat. Who would have thought our wheat farm would ultimately result in us finding wheat? You know, that's just the sort of thing you cannot expect or plan for. I'm excited about that Frostwalker book. This is my first Frostwalker book ever. And there's my first creeper. Just kidding. Why can't I hit him? Probably shouldn't go too deep into here with my crazy expensive new book. Let's go ahead and get our rare book out of here. I'm excited about this find. You know, I was hoping to get... You know, it's hard to say how much of this farm I was actually hoping to get done this episode, because it's just such a massive project, and stuff like this takes a lot of time. But I'm excited to have this opportunity to do a little bit of exploration, too. Good way to close out the week. Hope you all had a great week, too. I had a pretty good one. Ups and downs, peaks and valleys. Had the part of the plastic part on the bottom of my car come off. Well, not all the way off, because that would be fine, but it's been scraping the ground. So, been dealing with a lot of stress trying to get that taken care of. But other than that, my day has been pretty good. And that was a great way to end it, getting a little bit of extra knowledge there in the form of that Frostwalker book. It's just so fun digging this out once you get into a rhythm, but then it's hard to, like, get excited about talking about it, because I'm like, you know, maybe I should start the recording again. Then I'm like, no, man, I'll just dig another row, and then I'll come back to it. Yeah. You know, sometimes you just gotta be at peace with yourself. You don't always have to have this vocalization occurring. Although I do enjoy when the vocalization occurs as well. That is a high point for me in my video making process. But let's see here. Boom. So, let's see. To recap, we've just cut out a whole bunch of extra rows here. We planted a bunch of rows this episode. We did a bunch of irrigation. And we found an awesome cave with an awesome book. I feel like this has been an awesome episode at the end of an awesome week. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Once again, I'm Joe Hills. You probably know that because my name's on everything I make, and I say it all the time. Just in case you didn't know, at the beginning of every episode, I say, howdy y'all, which means, hey everybody. Joe Hills here, which means my name is Joe Hills, and I am here. Recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, which means, hi, I'm recording this on a computer in the state of Tennessee, in the city of Nashville, or the municipality in Davidson County, in the United States of America, a nation in North America. A nation? No, not a nation. North America is a continent on one of the tectonic plates of the third planet in the solar system, meaning the star system built in and around the star Sol. So, some of you guys have commented all the time, I never understand what he's saying in the intro. There, now you do. I broke it down for you. So there was a bonus. You got a little bit of extra this week. This farm isn't even halfway done, and look, there's so much wheat. This is perfect. This is just beautiful. I'm so excited. This is gonna be great. So anyway, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring.